Hello everyone, I'm Kalen North, and welcome back to Spirit Island. Today we're going to be starting a new series. I'm going to be going through the Habsburg Livestock Colony adversary one level at a time. The reason I'm doing this is that I actually have barely played against Habsburg Livestock Colony. I've played one play-by-post game against Habsburg 6 that did not finish, and that's really about it. So this is actually pretty new stuff for me. I've read some strategy notes from talked to people about it on Discord before, but largely this is going to be a chance for me to try and show what my process for actually learning a new adversary from scratch is. To do this, we're going to be playing with consistent boards. We're going to be using A and B, and we're going to be playing with consistent spirits as well. I'm planning on using River and Lightning Swift Strike because they're fairly straightforward, and I like the two of them, so we can do that. I did already record a game at at level 0 on Habsburg, but it wasn't actually very interesting. It was basically just watching me play against Brandenburg Prussia, because I got enough blight early on that the stage 2 escalation did nothing, or just added a single town basically to each board. So I thought it would be more interesting to start here with level 1, where we actually start to get a little bit of a taste of what Habsburg is about, with the towns moving around. So we'll do that, and we'll jump into it. Let's see here. All right, invaders start in the mountains. So we're going to be gathering some towns for sure. Probably from A8 into A6, and from B6 into B7 after the builds. The loss condition is likely not a big issue at this difficulty level still. 8 plus damage is going to be really hard for them to hit without any kind of bonus damage or anything. So I'm going to mostly just try and, well, if I group up invaders with River, I could probably accidentally shoot myself in the foot, but I think I'm going to do my best to try and avoid that. So we'll be playing fairly standard openings, at least to begin with. I don't know for sure that we need to go and do anything more unusual for this adversary. I'm going to have each spirit focus a little bit on its own board to begin with. You know, I say that, and then I'm staring at lightning, and I'm like, I kind of want to grow over to board A already. But we'll be playing just the usual, not the usual. We'll be playing the sort of the basic strategy versions of these spirits that I've used in the past. I'm going to have lightning jump over to, let's see, I'm going to jump over to B3, I think. Sort of concentrate myself in the sands, which is not ideal. But I think that B3 is better than A3 here, just because it means I have access to B2 still with a Sacred Site at range 1, and I don't have to go into 1 or 4, which are pretty redundant with B5. So we're going to play nothing with Lightning. We're going to play 2 cards with River. Just sort of a usual opening here. All right, and then the towns get gathered in. The wetlands explore. All right, and now here we get to start having fun and seeing what happens. So, in order to actually deal with this adversary, I'm thinking, because of the towns collecting and possibly causing loss condition ravages, I don't want to just group everything up in A1 like I would normally with River here. So I might try and let. Well, I could take out one of the towns with Flash Floods next turn in the fast, so that might actually not be too terrible. Lightning is probably going to try and take out both towns in B7, just to try and stop any of them crazy migrations, as well as solve that land and maybe work on getting a nice little pocket somewhere over here. If I can deal with B6 somehow, maybe with River, I'm not going to get close enough to do that. So maybe that won't work, but we'll figure something out. Meanwhile, though, River is going to go ahead and pull a couple of Dahan into A5, just to help deal with that land here shortly. I'm thinking of washing away into the corner, but alternatively, I could massive flooding A5 into A6 and then shove 3 dudes somewhere else. But I could just massive flooding the A5 dude without needing to do that. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to wash away 2 towns from here. I'm going to go ahead and put them in A1. We should be just safe, just shy of the loss condition blight still, especially if I flash floods next turn. We do have the event deck in this game, so that could be a little dangerous, but that'll at least solve A6 and let A5 not build while it will still absorb a town or gather a town. So let's do that. Massive flooding, push the explorer from here. Let's throw them onto board B. Get them out of the way. And then, let's see, this next turn, lightning is going to grow. I'm actually probably going to have lightning grow over to A6, just so it has reach to most of the board. It won't be able to hit A2, which is fine. I think River can handle A2. I might, in fact, pull some Dahan in there and do some kind of counterattacking next turn when the wetlands ravage. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go over to A6. River can go ahead and jump down. I'm going to start growing towards these wetlands down here. And then Lightning is going to play 3 cards. River's going to go ahead and reclaim River's Bounty and play 3 cards. And yeah. Let's see here. So Lightning's Boon over here, Boon of Vigor over here. Flash Floods. Let's see. We could actually take out A2 entirely at this point. If we Flash Floods and then Massive Flooding immediately. And then board A would be in pretty good shape. We would still pull a town into each of the wetlands from A1. And so I'm kind of tempted to actually use the sped up Massive Flooding to move things from A1 into A2 instead. Just because that saves us the blight, and then we also take out a town. So let's do that. Deal 2 damage, push 3 things in here, and then that'll stop the gather into land 5. So board A is largely pocketed. I could also Flash Floods B1 then to stop the build there, which I'm not actually sure if in each land, from a land not matching a build card, so I can't steal the town from B6 into B1, which is unfortunate. That would be kind of neat if I could do that. But anyway, Lightning is going to go ahead and take out the 2 towns, I think, here. We probably want to push some Dahan. We probably want to actually push the Dahan in the slow phase, because we're not going to have buildings really to push them into, unless we push them into A2, which I don't think we really want to do right now. So let's go ahead and just Thundering Destruction and Shatter Homesteads here. We'll try and just clean up both boards as best as we can. And then I think, going to Flash Floods B1, just to try and, rather than taking out the town in A2, because A2 is kind of going to be a giant mess, but I'm hoping we can figure out some way to deal with that when we draft powers next turn. So we'll save Harbingers, we'll Flash Floods B1. I can't Flash Floods B6, unfortunately, or I totally would get the pocket. But yeah, we'll do that. River's Bounty. We probably want to save River's Bounty for the slow, just in case something with the event or some other thing throws us off. But yeah, that should be fine. So we'll finish using powers. Provincial seat. Choose a land with city and build there. Oh boy, that's a little annoying. We're going to get some extra cities. Beast chase off homesteaders. I don't think that's going to do anything. And rally to the defense of distant kin. If we had put Dahan in B2, we could have cleared it then, but we didn't know that. No, we couldn't have actually done that because they were going to have 6 there. No lands with beasts. Rally to the defense of distant kin. I guess, well, we can pull a Dahan in there. At least pair them up. Well, actually, no. We should probably pull a Dahan into A2 because we're gonna need a bunch of Dahan there most likely. Yeah, let's pull a Dahan into A2. I mean, we can just River's Bounty into there, but I kind of want a River's Bounty into A4 instead so that I have more Dahan to push in next turn if I can get a defend card or something like that. And here we'll just go ahead and pull one of these Dahan in. So Ravage in the Mountains. We do take a Blight, but it's not a lost condition Blight. Oh, and we do gather a town into B1. That's unfortunate. That's fine, though. So let's go ahead and push some Dahan around. River's Bounty, I'm going to go ahead and grab. I'm going to gamble a little bit that I can get some kind of useful power between these two spirits to help deal with A2, and so push things into it. Let's see. I kind of want a Harbinger's. I'm thinking about Harbingers into B6, but because I'll be able to play Harbingers again next turn. I can do it opportunistically then. So let's just push these Dahan into here and get that land really crowded. All right, let's reclaim. River's gonna grab a Miner. Elusive Ambushes, that'll do some of the work. We're currently taking 12 damage there, which is not great, actually. So that's maybe a major problem. And yeah, none of these slow ones are going to do anything for us. Rouse the Trees and Stones. We could deal some damage and push stuff out. I think Elusive Ambushes is what I want because I can combine that with some of River's other cards to do some control elements in there. Lightning's going to reclaim. We're going to go ahead and gain a major right away because we are playing with River. And we'll forget Raging Storm. And we'll see what we can find. Winds of Rust and Atrophy, that'll do a lot of work. That'll give us A2 a solution. Instruments of Their Own Ruin. If we had the range for it, would be absolutely amazing, but we don't have the range to get to A2 with that because I was silly and did not grow into A1. Poisoned Land could be kind of interesting, deal a bunch of damage, but again, range 1, Unrelenting Growth, very powerful, obviously, but not going to do what we need right now. So Winds of Rust and Atrophy it is. Forget Raging Storm. Yeah. Then we'll play all 4 of these cards. And over here, so Winds of Rust and Atrophy plus Elusive Ambushes is enough to fully defend A2. So we can actually, because the downgrade will reduce the damage that we're taking there by 1. And then the Dahan will take out most of what's in there, but not quite everything. If we downgrade a town, we'll be left with 3 Explorers, which is fine. That's pretty good. So we'll play Elusive Ambushes. I think River's going to flash Floods to try and clear B1. And then Boon of Vigor just to get our innate so that we can do something with Lightning's Boon and also to keep Lightning going as far as energy goes. We could set up Wash Away potentially, but there isn't really a good target for it. We could clean up a jungle. We can't quite hit B6. I suppose it would be a cheaper Flash Floods, but I kind of want to just take out the town and B1 instead of messing around with things. So let's do this. Winds of Rust and Atrophy, downgrade a town. Oh, and we could actually even push more Dahan in there. So let's do that. Elusive Ambushes, defend 4, so we've got defend 10, which should be just enough. Let's see, Harbingers. Oh, I actually want to push like this. I'm going to put a Dahan there and a Dahan there. Get that Fear, and then Thundering Destruction to take out that town. Flash Floods over here to take out this town. And then save Shatter Homesteads for the slow, I think. Take out another town somewhere else. I'm realizing Lightning's Boon is not actually doing much here other than providing us a fire element, which is still worthwhile. So we could massive flooding somewhere, try and stop one of these jungle builds. Actually, let's undo that for a moment. Back to before the Flash Floods. if we Lightning's Boon, we can just take out this city in B2 and be possibly... How close are we to Terror 2? Well, we're a ways away. So we can still take out the city here with the... Oh, we don't have a Sacred Site. Never mind. I'm wrong. Let's save the Flash Floods, actually, for something else, because Shatter Homesteads and Thundering Destruction can take out these two. And then Flash Floods can go ahead and simply remove an Explorer in one of these lands. So let's just clear board A. Does that actually stop the escalation? After exploring... No, we'll still get escalations. So... I guess we just take out two of these Explorers and just try to stop as many builds as we can. All right, event. All right, so we get +1 damage because we don't have Strife, so that's a little unfortunate. That's going to cause a Blight, and it's not going to be too bad. We'll kill a Dahan, but we'll still clear a good amount of stuff. If Casualties of Fang and Sting, I don't believe does anything, and Keep Far from the Lands of Plague, I don't think does anything. So, that's fine. Each player removes an Explorer from a coastal land. All right, well that's beautiful. That'll let us take out the extra damage that was going to wreck us over here. We might as well take out the Explorer in B2 instead of taking another one from A2. Or we could take B3 in case Sands comes up next. Let's take out B2. That land, it'll be a little easier to handle potentially if we only have the city there. So 8 damage, we take out the buildings, get some nice fear. Invaders build in the jungle, they get a town, and they explore in the coastal lands. All right, and nothing in the slow. All right, so then river, I'm going to go ahead and grow again, get into these other wetlands, reclaim something, and play 3 cards. So let's do that. I'm going to go for 2 energy instead of 5 card plays because I feel like it might be worth pivoting to majors if this game goes long enough. I don't think it will go long enough. We're 9 fear away from Terror 2, and there are only 2 buildings on the board because we didn't get hit with the escalation because we got the Coastal Lands card. So that's exciting. Lightning, we have a fine major. I think we can go ahead and gain a minor this turn and potentially avoid playing like Lightning's Boon if we don't want it, although we might want it this turn because River's got a couple of slow powers. Sear Anger into the Wildlands is probably the only one here that's very interesting because of the fire element and 0 cost. Call to Trade could be useful, but I really want to just push for the win at this point because I think that with Sear Anger into the Wildlands we can actually win in the fast phase here. Get a Badlands into B2 and then hit it with Flash Floods. Song of Sanctity, not too interesting. Cleaning up Blight could be good, although I think that against Habsburg that's generally a bad idea. Dark Entangled Woods, if we had somewhere useful to defend, that might be nice, but I don't think we do, and we're going to have other ways to get our fear, I think. So let's take Sear Anger into the Wildlands, because we get to kill a city with it. And then River can reclaim Flash Floods and play only 2 cards, actually, if I do that. Is that ideal? I could also grab Elusive Ambushes instead, but that's only 1 damage. So let's do that and just play 2 cards. We'll save Wash Away for later. And then Lightning, we will solve B8. We can do that with Winds of Rust and Atrophy. We'll play Shatter Homesteads, take out a town. Oh, we can actually just Shatter Homesteads. We don't need Winds of Rust and Atrophy, so we can save our energy. Actually, speaking of that, we can... One moment, if I undo this reclaim here. We can just take out the city with Lightning. So we don't actually need to do any of this shenanigans that I was thinking about. So maybe we should take Dark Entangled Woods instead. Just for the extra fear. Oh no, we need the fire element first from Sear Anger. So we do actually need Sear Anger for sure. So let's do that. And we will take out the city in B2. River. Elusive ambushes could ping an explorer somewhere, or we could just take Boon of Vigor and keep lightning going. I think that's probably best. It's a little simpler. So let's do that. Lightning's Boon on River, Boon of Vigor on Lightning, Shatter Homesteads to handle B8, Thundering Destruction on B2. All the buildings are gone. If only we could get 5 more fear. I don't think we can in time. Let's see, we do have damage from massive flooding, so if we could, like, take out B3 with that, I suppose. Or do some damage in A2. Sear Anger into the Wildlands. This is just not very helpful here, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna... Well, let's see. Jungles are about to ravage. Let's just kill the 2 explorers in B3. Let's wash away the explorer. Well, that one's actually got a beast with it, so that's kind of nice. Let's wash away the explorer from B1. Or no, from B2 into B1. To stop the town build. And then we'll save Harbingers for later. We'll save Sear Anger for later. Because those 2 are not going to be quite so useful. And then we can probably, like, Harbingers into B1 if we need to, and then defend it with Winds of Rust and Atrophy next turn. Or Elusive Ambushes. So let's do this and see what happens here. All right, we get Fortification, so we're going to get an extra build, which is going to be kind of annoying, but not too bad. Beast's Attack is great. That'll solve another build. And Coming of Age will get us some more Dahan. So we take out that Explorer. Let's take A4 here rather than the corner there. Different coastal land with Dahan, and each 1 damage per Dahan. Well, that'll clear A2. And then we can ping B1. Oh, we're so close to a Terror level 1 victory. Oh, and we're about to take an escalation and a bunch of towns. Oh, that sucks. Oh, well. They explore the mountains, and we start adding towns. So let's go ahead and put a town in A2. And another town in... is there a reason Without Blight. Without Blight. That's right. So I can't put it in B2. Let's go for B3. And then A3 and... I guess B5? All right, and then I probably didn't optimize that such that I could stop builds. So let's let them build in... Oh, I shouldn't have put the town in A3 because then I can... So let's actually undo that. Invaders exploring the mountains. So I'm going to leave all the jungles empty. So we will put a town there, and there, and there, and there, and then we will build in the jungles. Which does nothing. And then River's Bounty. Let's pull some Dahan into B1. And Harbingers of the Lightning. And Sear Anger into the Wildlands. Let's see. Harbingers of the Lightning. I'd love to get a Explorer into B2. Or a Dahan, excuse me, into B2 to kill that Explorer on the Ravage. So that's probably what I want to do here, is push these. I'll push 1 there, and then I'll push 1 here to get the extra fear. Sear Anger into the Wildlands. Let's just go ahead and hit A1 so that we can clear that with Flash Floods next turn. River will reclaim. Do we have enough to go for a major? We could. I kind of don't think we need to. So let's just go for a minor instead. Hazard Spread across the island is really cool. I love this card. extra badlands, extra disease potentially, or beasts. Call of the Dahan Ways is really nice, but we don't have any moon. Renewing Rain at least has water and earth, but cleaning up blight is not so useful right now. Purifying Flame, I don't think there's blight in the places we want it for that. So, you know, I'm probably not going to play whatever card I take from here. I'm just going to take Hazard Spread because I like it. And then I'll Reclaim on Lightning. I'm going to take a new major because, oh my goodness, that's a lot of energy. I probably won't even need to play said major, but, oh hey, Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm, that's a nice one. Tsunami could be useful. We can speed it up and hit a coastal land if there was a built-up coastal land for it. Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm is kind of nice, though, because it could potentially get us a bunch of fear if we hit, like, A1, for example. Entwined Power would be nice if we'd seen it a little earlier. It would still potentially be nice if this game was likely to go longer than another turn. Same with Unlock the Gates, although not as much. So let's take Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm, I think. Because I think that's going to be the most fear on Lightning here. I don't think... We're not going to be able to repeat it. We don't have anywhere close to enough Animal Element. But let's take that. We'll forget Sear Anger into the Wildlands, because we don't really need the Badlands right now. And then we will play both our majors, because both of those will clear things. We're not going to be able to loop stuff. Let's just Lightning's Boon, because then we can speed up something on River to try and finish things off. Flash Floods, Wash Away, Boon of Vigor, River's Bounty. Between all of this, we ought to get our max innate. That should just clear the island. So I'm gonna speed up River, throw energy at Lightning. We'll wash away this town into here, and then Insatiable Hunger there. Get a lot of fear. That should get us to Terror 2. And then we just need to... we can Winds of Rust and Atrophy here. Take out a town effectively. We can Shatter Homesteads here. And then Flash Floods would even do it. We don't even need Massive Flooding. So we'll do that. Flash Floods deal 2 damage, and then Terror 2. All right. So that's Habsburg level 1. Obviously not the most representative of the adversary, but we get a little bit of a taste for it. I think that we were without their higher level abilities, it was a little bit too easy to just keep towns under control and stop them from getting these really built up lands. So yeah, I think as we go up to higher difficulties, this is going to get a lot more interesting, a lot harder. But as is, these two spirits were definitely able to take on the adversary at that difficulty. So, not too bad. 17 Dahan on the island, only 4 blight. Still 7 cards left in the invader deck. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments below or on Discord. If there's things that you think would be good to note from it, please let me know that as well. And I'll be coming out with Habsburg level 2 here as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.